July 22nd, 2026. Today's tape continues to point in one direction. Institutional infrastructure is still doing the work, even as price action remains uneven across the market. Starting with XRP, the most important development is not the short-term chart, but the way the asset keeps appearing in institutional channels. Recent reports show modest inflows into spot altcoin ETFs, with XRP among the names attracting capital. That matters because ETF flows are one of the clearest real-time signals of where professional allocators are willing to take exposure under a regulated wrapper. It does not mean a trend is settled, but it does show that XRP continues to sit inside the conversation around compliant market access. That institutional theme is reinforced by reporting around Ripple Prime, which is said to process roughly $3 trillion annually as adoption expands. If that figure holds up in the broader market narrative, it underscores a key point. XRP is still being framed less as a retail momentum asset and more as a network tied to payments, liquidity, and financial plumbing. Add in claims that Ripple is linked to a large share of major financial institutions in crypto, and the message is consistent. The story around XRP is not just speculative interest. It is whether regulated counterparties continue to view the network as useful infrastructure for cross-border value transfer and institutional settlement. On the HBAR side, the most relevant update is the continued build-out of custody and wallet infrastructure. Hedera's partnership with Utila is aimed at strengthening institutional custody and token management, which is exactly the kind of back-end development that matters for enterprise adoption. Institutions rarely care first about headlines. They care about control, policy, segregation of duties, and secure operational workflows. Custody is not a side issue. It is the entry point for serious participation. There is also a broader technical and market signal here. Hedera has been associated with an institutional custody upgrade and an EVM-related improvement cycle, while recent ETF inflows have helped support demand. That combination tells a useful story. HBAR's thesis is still tied to enterprise-grade infrastructure, tokenization readiness, and the ability to integrate with systems that need predictable governance and low-friction operations. In other words, the network's value proposition remains centered on utility, not attention. The broader signal today is that both XRP and HBAR continue to benefit from the same underlying shift. Institutions are not simply looking for exposure, they are looking for infrastructure. ETFs, custody, settlement rails, and enterprise integrations are all part of the same adoption stack. Price will move with the market, but the deeper narrative is about whether these networks keep fitting the requirements of regulated finance. That is the key takeaway today. The story is still adoption, infrastructure, and institutional readiness, not financial advice, educational content only.